So to talk about this week's game and to get things started, bring up the head coach, Rick Stockstill.
Thank you, AC. Appreciate everybody being here. Like AC said, it's our last home game. We're fired up about it. Looking forward to this opportunity. UTEP is a really, really physical, tough, hard-nosed team. They're going to come in and try to run the ball. That's their MO. Dana's done a phenomenal job at UTEP, and just those guys always play hard. It's always they're just he's done a great job. But they're going to come in. It's going to be a physical game. They've got probably the most experienced offensive line in the conference. They got a returning all-conference running back. It's in the 750-yard range, so he's got a chance to end up with 1,000 yards last couple games. So we got to prepare ourselves for a tough, hard-nosed, physical game. And then defensively the same way. They do a really, really good job of keeping the ball in front of them. They're good tacklers. They try to own the line of scrimmage up front. They're experienced in the defensive line as well as the offensive line. And, again, it's going to be – we're preparing for a 60-minute dogfight that's going to be highly, highly physical. And, it's, how the way the game was last year. It was a physical game. And, so we got to do a really good job of preparing ourselves for that this week, not only physically but mentally. And then, they're good in the kicking game. They don't do anything in the kicking game that gets themselves beat. So, just again, I a lot of respect for Dana and the job he's done. He's a really, just my hat's off to him. Have a ton of respect for him and how he's developed that program. So open it up to you guys.
Coach, as Mark mentioned, it's also senior day with the last home game. I think we have 13 guys walking this year, and they've come to middle. Some have been here their whole career, some of it have came midway through, and some have just spent their graduate year here. How has senior day changed as college football's changed when you've got all those different types of stories, as part of your team?
Well, I think that's how it's changed. I mean, you got Moose, who's been here 6 years. Jeremy Tate, who's been here 2 years. Last year we had a couple guys that, like you said, were just here 1 year. So it's changed from that standpoint. But we haven't done anything different in how our approach to it is. I think just that you got guys now, and you've got guys that will have a senior day at a couple places. The grad transfer guys, they might have walked, last year or 2 years ago at the previous school, and now they're walking again here. So to me, that's how it's changed.
Last week against FIU, you got them in a couple of fourth and long situations and brought a blitz that wasn't successful in those things where they're able to convert. Philosophically, why do y'all like to blitz in those situations on those fourth and longs versus maybe dropping more guys back in coverage?
Yeah, it's well, first of all, I mean, that's what we are. We're a pressure defense. Second of all, we got them sometimes, but that's the nature of the beast, Every call is not going to be perfect. Every play is not going to be executed perfectly. So, you call a play or call a defense that you think will work, and sometimes, they win. And, they hit a screen on us one time, I know, out there, and so it's every play you call in a game, there's going to be whatever 175, 190 plays in the game, and they're not all going to be right. We're going to make mistakes as coaches, and we're going to make mistakes as players, and you just hope you make more right ones than you do wrong ones. But you can say, all right, it's 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12, we're going to drop 8, and they may spit out a run, and then you say, dang, wish we'd have blitzed. It's 3rd and 8 or 10, 12, and you blitz, and they hit one over the top, and just like I was watching the Duke North Carolina game when I got home, and it's 4th and 7 or 8, last play of the game, and they send the house and they hit it over the top. It's sometimes that's the way you play the game.
Coach, Nick had 4 touchdown passes the other night to 4 different receivers, and each one was a little unique in the type of effort that the receivers had to do after the catch. Could you comment on that?
Yeah, I thought well, first of all, I thought Nick played a really, really efficient game. Didn't turn the ball over, and like I said after the game, that when you do that, you got a chance against anybody. But I think the first one was to Elijah. He threw a quick screen out there, and he got bottled up, and he kept playing, and spun out of it. And it was a great effort play. The second one was a screen and go deal, and hit Holden down the sideline. He made a nice catch, stops, and the guy overruns it, and he cuts back and gets in, and Jeremy Tate, was catches at the 3 or the 4 and a big body. And then who was the 4th one?
DJ.
And DJ, DJ is a good throw. Stuck the throw in between 2 guys, and he caught it, and then it was, lights out. So all he had to do was run fast. And but those other 3 guys, just effort plays, and it's what you talk. Whether you're a offensive lineman, a quarterback, a DB, a defensive lineman, is you play hard till the whistle blows. You chase the ball, you compete, you go through. You don't go down, you don't stop playing until they blow the whistle. And there's a credit, to our guys. And I said it after the game. Holden catches a ball on our sideline early in the game, that first quarter, and dips his shoulder and runs through a guy and breaks that tackle, and hits another guy and gets knocked out of bounds but doesn't go down, and that kind of energized the sideline. Everybody got juiced about that. So just again, I've said it all year, I'm just proud of our effort, our guys, how they play, the effort that they play with, the competitive spirit that they play with. And when you do that, good things usually tend to work out for you.
When you have the strengths UTEP does on the offensive line and that running back, they tend to have a longer time of possession when their offense is playing well. Middle obviously runs, a tempo offense where time of possession isn't necessarily, something that y'all are super concerned with. But how do you manage that when you have a stylistic contrast going into a game like this?
You can't. We're not going to change, and if you're playing somebody and possessions are going to be a little bit shorter, like we had 11 possessions. Against FIU, okay? It's a little bit low, but, one of them was because we had the defensive touchdown, so that gave them an added one. So, but, like FIU took the first drive of the second half and went 16 or 17 plays and took almost 8 minutes off, so – You can't put added pressure on yourself as individually, as a player or as a unit. Say, hey, we're only going to get so many possessions. We got to make sure this happens, and you got to play within the realm of your offense and the flow and the continuity of everything. And once you start saying we may not get the ball back or whatever, or we may have limited possessions, you start forcing things and trying to do stuff that's out of character, and you can't do it. So just got to play good defense and be who you are offensively, and hope you can finish drives and score points.
Hey, Coach, this is Jeremy Kellum. I'm on the screen, Coach.
Hey, Jeremy, how you doing, my man?
Man, doing good, man. Congrats on the W this past weekend.
Thanks.
I know you said coming to this game is going to be a physical game, and I know getting towards the end of the season, nobody is healthy, bodies are aching and sore. How do you balance preparing your team for a physical game, but also taking care of their bodies at the same time this week?
Yeah, it's a good question, Jeremy. We went 10 minutes shorter in practice yesterday than we normally do, and I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but we got off the field 10 minutes earlier. Tuesday will be the same. We'll still go in pads on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we'll go a little bit shorter time-wise than what we did the last couple weeks. And, the same thing Thursday and Friday is not that taxing on us. So, and then plus being an earlier game, we play at 1 o'clock. This will be the earliest game that we've played this year. That they've got to do a good job of taking care of their bodies through the course of the week, and getting going to bed a little bit earlier, getting some sleep, so they're prepared for that. But we'll try to do. I'll be cognizant, as I always am, about their bodies and try to get them to the game as fresh and healthy as we can, but at the same time, making sure that we're prepared, to play this game from a mental standpoint. Appreciate you, Jeremy. You're a good man.
Anything else, Coach? Thanks, Coach. All right, it's now time for our student athletes. We got quarterback Nick Vadiato and safety Trey Fluellen. We'll get started with Nick.
Nick, UTEP enters this week's game with the top-ranked passing defense in Conference USA. What do they do really well to slow teams down in their passing game?
Yeah, I think they're a good unit. I think it starts with their D-line. Like Coach was saying, they're very experienced. They're very fast. They're explosive. They're strong off the ball. And I think kind of their energy that they create radiates throughout the rest of the defense. And, the linebackers play with a lot of energy and intensity, playing sideline to sideline. And then I think, the back end, the DBs and the safeties are able to feed off of that, and they're good in coverage. And, they just play their game, and, they rarely make mistakes. Been able to learn a lot from our game last year, and then, a lot from their most recent game, I think, against Western. And they played a really good game. And, just because we find similarities between us and Western's offense, and so being able to see someone already who played them, who does some similarities to us, and learn from it and what they did on defense, because they played a really good game defensively. So, but yeah, I just think it starts with their D-line, and that energy they create kind of radiates throughout the rest of the defense, and they play their tails off. They're physical, they're strong, they're fast, and it'll be a good matchup.
Senior Day coming up, this week. I'm sure that still feels a little bit farther away for you, given you're a redshirt sophomore. But what have these days been like for you, and particularly now that you've gotten to know the guys better, now that you've been in the program 3 years?
Yeah, I think, the seniors, of course, because they've been here, and when I was younger, my first couple of years here, they kind of showed me the ropes, and they showed me what it was like to be a D1 football player. They showed me what you had to do in order to take care of your body and to stay as sharp as you can be, and and then just outside of football, getting to know everyone, and you start to know them more as a person, and you get to know their family a little bit and where they come from, and you just you build relationships that'll last a lifetime. And so, whether it's a senior or a freshman, it doesn't matter who it is. I think everyone in the locker room has a really good connection with everyone, and we have a great vibe and energy about us. And, I don't know. I love all of our guys, and, I know I know Trey's a senior, but, we kind of came in together in a way. And so being able to do that with him these last, 3 seasons now has been really special. And, we have a great friendship, and, the rest of the guys do. And it's nice. It's special when you could have friends like that and teammates that, will always have your back in life, even when football's over with.
you guys were pretty balanced last week, and after a week where you had some, didn't move the ball as well as you'd like, all of that goes back up front. And what did those guys do differently this past week as far as, making sure they didn't make mistakes, things like that, and eliminate penalties, all that?
Yeah, I think it starts with just like attention to detail. Learn from your mistakes in previous games, and then throughout the week you work on them in practice. And all you can do is just work your tail off and get better. And that's what they did, and that's what I think we did as a unit to get better. Because it's not just one group or one player. It's all of us as a unit, as an offensive unit, that contributed into moving the ball and scoring points. And so, sometimes we do good things and sometimes we do not so good things, and that's just football. But, I think we work really hard, and, we do our best to just put our best showing out there every single week. And, like you said, it starts up front, and those guys played their tails off this past week, and I know they're going to prepare really well this week, and they're going to go out there and do it again because they're really good players, and, we all have immense trust in them. Thank you.
What's up, everybody?
Trey, for you, you're one of the 13 guys that will be walking on senior day. What do you anticipate that moment being like, and just what are some of your emotions this week as you prepare for your final home game in Floyd Stadium?
Yeah. So, what do I think? Well, first, I'm gonna talk about Saturday. Was making a play, came up to celebrate, jumped up, came down wrong, tore my ACL. So emotions are very, weird right now for me, but so blessed and so thankful to be here at this school. I'm glad that I chose this school out of everywhere because these guys have truly invested their time in me and truly put all their love and effort in me. Not one single person has walked by me without saying, it's going to be okay. You got this. And I'm so thankful to be around people who believe in me. It makes me go harder each and every day. Coach Stock, beyond thankful for this opportunity to play this game for you. Coach Schaefer, everybody that I'm around, I'm thankful that they've invested everything into me. Obviously, this Saturday will, be kind of a weird time for me just because I'm not playing. My first time ever having an injury where I sit out. But I truly believe that we'll be ready. I truly believe that the team will come out and it'll be balls to the wall. So they've got a good defense. We've got a good defense. Our offense, I know, is going to get after them. We're going to stop their run game and make them throw the ball. We're going to get picks, tips, and overthrows, and we're going to have them. And we're just going to attack. But as far as the past, 3 years here since 2021, or 3 seasons here, like I said, man, it's just been a blessing to be here around guys who actually pour their heart into you and love you. I don't know if anybody knows, but I committed here after 3 days of being in the portal because I knew that this was the right spot. Past 5 years, 4 safeties, 4 defensive backs have been to the league. So that's my goal, and hopefully to get back healthy and get going. But other than that, man, I'm so thankful for this opportunity and thankful for my family to continue to be here and have my back. So,
Coach mentioned UTEP's running game, particularly their running back, Hankins, and how good of a player he is. What are some of the things that he does well that make him a challenge to defend?
Yeah, he gets through the gaps, gets through the holes. He attacks, gets upfield for the most part. He's a good blocker. He's there when they need a pass, but when he gets the ball, he's a fierce running back. So, like I said, we're gonna have to stop the run this week and make them throw the ball. They've got a great offensive line, a very athletic offensive line, and we're gonna have to get after those guys, create different emotions for those guys. We're gonna have to get the quarterback scared to be hit. As far as we know, like I said, they haven't passed the ball as much as they usually do. So anytime that we can put them in those situations too, pass the ball will be good. Keep them out of the end zone as much as we can and do the best job getting after them. So yeah.
Teldrick had to slide it back over to safety this past week with Jacoby out. What does it say about him that he's able to start at all these different spots in the defense for all over the course of his career?
Yeah, Teldrick's a ball player. There's no surprise that he can do that. last year he started out at safety. They thought, a couple games in, okay, let's move him to corner. Gave him a corner. He led the nation in passes defended. So that's nothing new for Teldrick. It's no surprise that he's doing the things that he's doing. Jacoby will be back this week, and they'll both be back there, working. Marvay played a great game. Let's not forget about Marvay, and, obviously he was Warrior of the Week, so congrats to my guy. Proud to see him do his work and everything that he's got going. But those guys are going to be pushing each other. I'm going to be pushing them. I'm not going to miss a practice. I'm not going to miss a game. I'm going to be here every week, every day, and pushing my teammates to be the best that they can be. So Teldrick will be ready when the game comes. Marvay, Jacoby will be ready when the game comes. So I'm excited to see what they got, what they're going to do this week, and excited for y'all to see them and what they do. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Trey. All right, everyone, that concludes this week's press conference. Reminder, next week we'll be back here for our final one before Sam Houston Monday at 10:30. Thank you.